Hi, today I want to talk a little bit about resistance and oh dear. Oh god, I'm resistant to doing this video about the resistance. Okay, so I don't know whether you can see this, but I'm totally cramped in here because I couldn't be bothered to move the table a little bit further away. But at the same time, I feel like it's a good example of what's happening, because usually when we aim for something that will create more space for us, like we get excited about a new project, we want to do something maybe where we show more of ourselves in a way we haven't done before. It might be like that we want to show movement or whatever it is. So it's in a way we've become used and comfortable with being squeezed in, and now we feel like, or a part of us feels like, let's embark on this creative project where I can do something I haven't done before. I really want to do this. I want to create more freedom for myself. I want to create more space for myself. That's what that is, moving the table a little bit further away. So we start, we do it, and then just after we have started, just after that, that first, how do you say that in English? The first bit of inspiration that got us going. Just after that, when we created a little bit more space, our parts that really, our dear parts that try to protect us so dearly, they say, no, you can't do this, you can't do this. We like to be cramped, and it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. Maybe we don't have so much space, but it's safe, it's safe. Don't continue, this is shit. I want you to abandon this. Look at you, and then the inner critic jumps on board and says, who do you think you are to be doing this? Other people who are more perfect like you and look a different way, they can do it, but certainly not you. You can't do this. And now you have the whole shit show going of resistant parts. And I think there's two things I would like to say about this. If you have embarked on something new and now you have all these resistant parts coming up, you should actually celebrate, because it's a good sign you're doing something to create more space and more freedom. And those protector parts, of course, they come up because they are scared of change, and maybe this expectation that we start something new, that we're going to stretch ourselves and that no resistance will show up, that's a wrong one. So I don't know, maybe we could deal with resistance differently. First of all, expecting it in the first place, and it's already hard enough dealing with the resistance. We don't have to get down on ourselves on top of it, that we are having those parts that are saying, oh, you haven't made any progress, you should stop and stuff. Oh God, we all know these parts. I have these parts constantly, and I think it is a way of learning to be with them. And yes, there are days where we get flooded and we just want to throw everything in the corner and say, this is not working. But when we can come out of it again the next day and can be, giving space to those things that came up, being a little bit compassionate towards ourselves and saying, yes, I've got this, and this is normal that these parts show up. This is a bumpy ride when you embark on trying something different or trying something new. I've got this. I can deal with those uncomfortable parts. I don't maybe even have to buy into every little thing that they are saying. And also realizing they are just trying to protect you. They are just trying to keep you safe. They are not against you. So I don't know, I know it's a tough one, but finding a way to be aware of the parts that come up, what they are saying, and giving some space to them and saying, thank you very much, I hear you, but I'm still going to do it. And also another thing that comes to mind is that I made the mistake, especially in the past, that I would withdraw a lot, and then I would be so frustrated at some point that I would push myself far too much, which then would result in huge resistance, and then I would withdraw again. So I think being gentle with ourselves, and when we have made a step where a lot of resistance is coming up, to take a little bit a break, to take a step back, and to let this settle again, and then do the next step. This maybe sounds ridiculous, but I have decided to delete files from my computer because it's been so full, yes? And you don't want to know how I don't know how much activation I got from this. Oh my God, what if I delete some? And I have it on a hard drive and stuff, but still it each time activated me, and I had a part. But you have said you're going to delete something every day, and it was pushing, and then at some point I realized, okay, this is too much. It's okay to do it a little bit and then give myself a break, relax, and then do it again. And kind of also what I decided is to be a little bit more curious about those anxious parts that are so afraid of doing something wrong, that with horrible consequences, and it shows in those tiny things where maybe other people laugh about it. I could give you a lot of examples of this, but I think being annoyed with them doesn't work, ignoring them doesn't work, rolling over them doesn't work. So I think, and just not doing, avoiding also doesn't work. So I think I'm gonna be a lot more curious about those parts and see what they need. And so this is another way of working with resistance. But before I finish this now, keep going. Be gentle with yourself and give yourself a huge hug, and be proud of yourself of having done the first step into a new territory and direction. Nobody said that we have to be hard to ourselves. We can't just forget about that. Let's throw that one away. Let's be nicer to ourselves, shall we? And keep on going. That's what being brave really means, you know? When you have the resistance and all this shit show coming up, and you keep going one step at a time, and you're being nice to yourself at the same time. So that's it for today. This was Anja. Take good care. Bye-bye.